welcome back. Today I'm going to give you a little quick tutorial about how to make the teacher chalkboard. This is for an order I'm filling from my online store, Tiny Cute Kawaii, and you can link to it at the bottom.
Let's get started. I'll be using Sculpey brand polymer clay today to complete the project. We're going to use assorted browns to create the wood tone, black for the chalkboard surface, white for the chalk, light gray and dark gray for the eraser, red and green for the apple, and also a slice of leaf cane.
To create the facial details and mimic chalk on the chalkboard, I'll be using acrylic paint in our staple colors, pink, white, and black, and of course you'll need a super fine paintbrush tip. The tools I'll be using today are a flexible blade and, of course, our trusty pasta roller. I'll first be making the piece of chalk. Since it's white polymer, it tends to pick up all of the dirt that's in your fingers, so I like to work with my lightest color first. That way it keeps it from color contamination. Roll a thin snake, cut it to your desired length, round the tip, and set it aside for later. Now we're going to make the wood tone. Just take some scrap pieces of brown that you have and smush them all together, and we're going to be just rolling this around and flattening it out, and you'll see a pretty nice wood tone start to take effect. Give it a few awkward twists and then run it through at a 7. Finally, you'll be left with some easily achieved and pretty convincing wood tone. Cut off the edges with your blade. Now you have a nice plank. Cut that in half lengthwise. And in half again. Keep your wood edges and set them aside for later. Now for the apple. Go ahead and start with a small amount of red polymer. Use your nails or a tool to give it some dimension. You're going to make a crosshatch mark on the bottom. Turn around and give it a larger crosshatch at the top. Cut a tiny slice of your leaf cane. Flatten it to an appropriate shape. Put it on the top of your apple and set it in place. Use some of your extra brown to make a tiny stem. Ta-da! Your tiny little apple. Your chalkboard is fairly easy. Just take a piece of black, condition it, and run it through your pasta machine at a 7. Cut your black so it's a square. Wrap the edges of your chalkboard.
After you've laid the edges, 2 of your edges are going to be flush with the chalkboard surface, and 2 of your edges are going to be raised up on the outer edges, kind of like a fence.
I set the edges up that way so I can miter cut them at a 45-degree angle. Don't cut all the way through, only cut until you get to the chalkboard surface. Now we can remove the cut pieces, and the edges should seam together easily. Miter cut the remaining 3 corners.
Perfecto!
And you're going to just cover that edge with the eraser and the apple. The eraser is 3-dimensional, so we're going to create that next. And for the bottom half of the eraser, you're going to use a leftover piece of wood tone. For the eraser, you're going to take your dark gray and your light gray, and you're going to roll them both out at a 7. Once you have them rolled out, stack them. Cut them in half. Press everything together firmly. Slice it. Back it onto an extra piece of brown wood tone. There you go, your teacher's favorite eraser.
And now my favorite part, time to add the accessories. I'm going to place the wooden chalkboard into my glass bakeware dish before I place the accessories so that I don't have to risk moving it and malforming it in the process.
Place the eraser in the corner. The apple rests on top of the eraser. And the chalk is laid at the bottom of the chalkboard. If this is going to be a magnet, you can wait to affix magnetic tape to the back until after it's fired. If it's going to be a charm, you're going to need to affix your finding into the Fimo before you bake it. Alright, this is ready to go into the oven for approximately 23 minutes at 230 degrees. Here's our charm out of the oven and ready for Kawaii-fying. And there's your finished charm. I hope you like it, Miss Livin' Good.
This charm was ordered with the toggle clasp necklace, which is kind of cool. It's different than the lobster clasp. To clasp it, you just stick this end of the toggle through the circle, and it links together. It's a little bit more decorative, and I think it's pretty cute.
I hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial, and I hope you stay tuned for my next tutorial. And I'll see you all later. Bye!